We rolling? We rolling? Guys, we're premiering this video. I'll be in the comments. Ask me anything you want about what the heck's going on. We're gonna have a good time. It's Friday night. I got some epoxy mixed. These are our top selling colors. I'm gonna show you 2 different countertop finishes using the said colors. And then you let me know in the comments below which one you like the most. I'm gonna go kind of a striated marble. And over here we're going very subtle exotic pour using the same colors: white dye, silver metallic, white metallic, and bronze metallic. Bingo. And a little bit of white dye. I think I said that twice, but here we go. This one's striated marble. I got my epoxy mixed up and we're just pouring ribbons out. I mixed this stuff for a couple minutes and then I divided it up, mixed it again. So you always want to start out with a good mix. And what I'm doing here is just random. I'm pouring out blobs of color randomly. Switch to white metallic. You're gonna see why these are our most popular colors as soon as this project's done. Well, I guess you guys be the judge of that. But once you have this epoxy mix, you could tell I'm not, panicky and rushing. Just take your time. Silver. We're going over a piece of MDF today. It's a piece of wood. We've rounded the corner with a 1/8 inch round over bit, and I've applied 2 coats of our epoxy undercoat in white. Oh boy. The epoxy is going to continue to self-level for all sorts of time. Stone Coat epoxy was designed and developed for the DIYer to go right over your existing surfaces or new wood like you're seeing here. This one's going to be wild. Our material has no strong, nasty smells, VOC free, so you could work with this right in your own home, even in a small bathroom. So right now I'm kind of just focusing on dry spots. I'm getting some epoxy in some of those spots that my undercoat is showing. Maybe just a little more white. When you use dyes and mica powders all on the same board, they're going to fight for which one's on the surface, and it does some really organic, cool things. So now that my board's pretty much covered, I'm going to come in here with my hands and slightly meld these colors together. Real light pressure. Don't forget those edges. So once you have some epoxy on those fingers, hit your edges and then the material will flow nice and uniform right over those edges, leaving behind high definition, real vivid, pretty edges. I'm just trying to meld a little. You want to keep from over melding. The more times you rub the same area, the more chance you have that those colors will become one. See, like this silver and white hasn't been touched yet. So I'll just come bring some over. Whew, okay. What I also don't like is when I leave the drizzles behind. But the isopropyl alcohol mist we do is totally gonna bring that to life, add some organic movement to it that you can't get anywhere else. So we show you all sorts of different little epoxy techniques that can be applied using all various colors. We have, golly, I think over 40 mica powder colors, well over a dozen dye colors. Just take these different techniques you learn on these different videos we show you and apply them to your projects using different colors, and you could get some really cool looking stuff. Wow. This is almost like a really busy, loud, cultured marble. Whew. We'll let that do its thing. I'm gonna make let's spray it. Let's mist it right now. I'm almost out of this. I'm gonna use a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. I'll spray some in my hand and apply heavy drops to the project. The isopropyl alcohol moves and sells the material, and then come back with a light mist. Bam! Wow, that's looking cool. Trust the process. All right. I'm digging that. That looks really cool. And stuff like this, if that's bugging you, it kind of does. So that's jumping out as, I don't think Mother Nature would do that. Maybe she does, I don't know. But just come in and give it some different flow. Breaks it up, see that? Bam. But I do like that. I've seen stuff like that in natural stone. I've installed granite. I was in the granite industry for well over a decade with my brother, with my dad. I've installed all sorts of stuff. I love what Mother Nature can create, and the best epoxy countertops are those that mimic Mother Nature the most. When you see that on a countertop, you walk in, some people don't even realize that that's made out of epoxy. That is winning. All right, let's go exotic pour on this guy. We'll let this thing chill out. I may come back and mist, because a pro tip with the isopropyl alcohol, as the epoxy thickens, if you put this on too early, the epoxy is still fluid. Sometimes that can stretch, the selling can dissipate. You know, come back to that project 30, 40 minutes after mixing, give it a mist again. It reinvigorates those cells, and then the epoxy is less fluid. It's more likely to stay, I just dropped on it, but it looks cool. It's more likely to stay, the cells, they're gonna stay right where you leave them. All right, set that aside. I'm gonna wipe my hands before I keep dropping. Man, this is looking good. I could tell why those are our most popular colors. And this is quite busy. This could be real busy for some folks. So on this next one, I'm gonna go very subtle. Because I don't know about you. I never get in arguments with my beautiful spouse over color combos. I don't know about you, but this is a way when you are talking with the wife about colors, mix up your colors and show a couple different samples of that. I'm going quite subtle, so this is going to be mainly white dye and mainly white mica powder with just a little bit of those two colors. We used Undercoat for this project because Undercoat has the best UV resistance in the industry. We got a video coming up where we have put our epoxy, our competitor's epoxy, into a weather machine to UV test it. Those results will be coming out in a video very soon. I can't wait to share. All right. Let me scrape these out first. Just use that material because I have it, it's barely any left. I'm gonna empty out my mixing cups and then just do very subtle accents of the silver and bronze. The silver and bronze can take over, the darker colors can take over your exotic pours very quickly. So that's, again, why a little sample board is best. You're gonna say, okay, that's way too much black, and then just add, you know, a third or a quarter of the amount of black you did to darken up your board for your second one, and you'll see a big difference. And you also notice here as I'm building this exotic pour, my tape dam, the blue tape going around the project. Why do I do that? The first person in the super chat to let me know why I do the tape dam, I'm gonna send you some epoxy. I'm giving them some time. Are they answered yet? I don't know. All right, if you haven't answered now, it's too late. Mitch wins the free epoxy. I do the tape dam because in the exotic pour, I mix up additional material. The standard The standard amount to apply to your project is 3 ounces per square foot. When I'm doing the exotic pour, I'm doubling that. Why? Because that helps this epoxy flow. I'm building up those colors. They stay tight. It's not as spread or fluid. I leave this tape dam on there till that epoxy thickens up, and then I peel it off. So that's about 2 hours here in Oregon. That's about an hour and a half in Texas. Humidity and heat determine when you peel this tape off. So the colder days, you're gonna let it sit longer. The warmer days, you're gonna come back a little bit sooner. So do that, do some practice sports. But anyways, as this thickens up, I'll come back about 2 hours later, peel that tape, and then the epoxy is thickened, it's still flowing, and it leaves a high definition edge that those colors of the exotic pour flow right over. It looks like that countertop was cut out of a big slab of stone. All right, let's go. White is done. Tape dam's on. It's okay if you have little spills on your board. We're about to pour a bunch of material up, but I just kind of smear it out so it looks not like a cup, right? All right, just a little of this bronze. That's it. That was like a few tablespoons. Same amount with the silver. That's it. And now you don't want to sit here and mix. You're going to make it all the same color. But with such little amounts, now this is a brand new technique. I'm going to take my stick in, give it just a subtle swirl. That's it. Oh man, oh, I hope this turns out. That might be too much dark. Here we go. Now I'm just gonna pour this out any way you wish. You could go in circles, front to back, flow. I always like the striated stack stone look. So I always kind of give it a subtle angle. This is the most realistic look for me. And then I come right beside it. I wanted this more subtle so you could see how quickly those colors can take over. Man, that's looking good. This is gonna keep flowing, so don't worry about little dry spots like that. They're gonna fill right up. Whew. Man, that's pretty. Dang. I love how the micas are showing up in that white. That's really what I wanted more of. You saw how little I use and how quick it can take over. So that is why you make a practice. If your customer or your beautiful wife says, I want it, but I don't want it too busy, not too many colors, use half of what I just used in there. I mean, it was most white. It was mostly white dye and white mica, and I added just a couple tablespoons and it took over. But to tell you the truth, I actually love it. It looks pretty. You can also, if you're working new construction, so right here, here's a pro tip. When you have a dry board, the epoxy is gonna have to work harder to flow. But if I were to take my finger with that leading edge and wet it down, it's gonna accelerate the self-leveling because now the board has been greased, it's lubricated. You make any dry spots wet with the leading edge of that resin, and now it all will flow and cover well. And when your countertops are not installed, you have you can take the option to meld it around by tilting. So you can stretch and move colors around by just tilting back and forth. If you have a countertop installed, you're pouring this on site, use a heat gun. It's going to be a little less movement, but you still can get some cool movement using the heat gun. It's going to blow warm air. The warm air makes the epoxy more fluid. Whew, wow, look at that. I don't like that so much, so I think I'm going to come back here. That's cool. Bam, all right, let's remove the air. That's a simple process. To To remove any air incorporated into the resin, use a propane torch or a heat source of your choice. A heat gun, a blow dryer. It's third best, but you can still remove the air out of that epoxy. Okay, let's let this sit and do the thing. I'm gonna remove the air. This is still looking pretty good. To remove the air, incorporate it in, you're gonna sweep that project about 1 inch or 2 with that torch head above the countertop. Keep the torch moving in a consistent speed and just don't sit in one spot. That's the worst thing you could do. Just keep that torch moving. Cool. Guys, let me know in the comments below, which one would you go with, which one looked easier, and which one would look best in your kitchen. The exotic pour or the Big Mitch melded marble? Let me know in the comments below. This epoxy is going to be cured in 24 hours and ready for the next step. Whenever I'm installing my countertops in a customer's home, I use the ultimate top coat, either glossy or matte. So I'd wait 24 hours, lightly sand, mix up the top coat and apply that. That's going to dry again overnight. Now your countertops are ready for use and abuse in your customer's home. That really speeds up that process. If you want to keep this high gloss epoxy look, I'm gonna come back and apply a clear coat. That's gonna protect all these colors. But there's a caveat. You're gonna have to let that cure for about 30 days till that epoxy is full max durability and the UV resistance is at max. That's at a 30-day cure. But we would tell our customers 7 days. Take it nice and easy. After that, pretty much use your countertops as normal. I hope you learned some tips and tricks, guys, that could lead you down the road of creating new beautiful surfaces over your old worn out existing ones. These colors truly are stunning in life. The camera never does it justice. These look absolutely fantastic. Man, I love it. This little thing is my favorite part. This is almost done self-leveling and it is smooth as glass. I absolutely love working with Stone Coat Epoxy. Let me know in the super chat, guys, while we still have some time, any Q&A. I'm gonna stick around and answer those personally. Thanks for joining us tonight at Stone Coat Epoxy After Dark on a Friday night. This is going out tomorrow, uncut, unfiltered. You're seeing every step behind the scenes and no camera tricks. Guys, thanks. Until next time from Stone Coat Countertops, don't forget you got this. And we'll see you on the next video. Man, I love it, bro. Which one's your favorite, Luke?
I like the subtle one.
Me too.
I
love this section.
Part. Yeah, the
right.
exact part.
And even this little busy part goes with it. If I had more of that going across the whole island, this would be fantastic.
Well, I think, yeah, that exactly like this is small scale. You know, you take this across a 7-8 foot run.
Yep. Bingo.
It's amazing, right?
It is. It's cool.
Or if you even did something subtle like that, but then you took the busy part and like that was a vein maybe.
Yeah, look at these edges, dude. That looks great. If you can, don't step on stuff.
Camera equipment and epoxy don't mix.
No. Look at those though. They're fire.
Nice job, bro.
Thank you.
So, these were like actually like the most.
You could tell why they're the best selling colors.
Yeah.
Number one, it's earth tones, can look most like Mother Nature. Mm-hmm. And of course, like you know, every time we go off site, what countertops would you like, ma'am? Oh, I'm thinking Carrera marble. So, okay, yeah, that's the whites and silvers. So Carrera marble for the W. But I liked adding them all to the same project, man. What a win. Way cool.
I think it's crazy how much, like, you added maybe
Dude.
maybe 3%
Or less.
of dark color.
Or less.
And then it still did. So I think at that point, what? Just mix it, swirl it with the stick a couple more times.
I don't know. Or I do half of that.
No. Here's what it was because you did that last, right? So
Maybe I buried it.
And yeah, and so it sat on top, so the initial pour out was more colorful. So maybe you bury it.
I put it in the middle of the road.
And then as you put the light over it, it'll soften.
Yep. You're still rolling, right?
Yeah, I'm still rolling.
Cool. Put this in the video.
Okay.
Because, hey, I'll be answering questions this whole time, so.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, what's up, everyone?
Yes. Luke, been great having you back here, man. Luke's been here. We got special projects coming your way. Man, I am so pumped. I just recorded two or three projects using it. We got about 6 to 8 more weeks till it's available to the public. You're not gonna wanna miss this project, guys. Subscribe if you haven't right now. Ring that bell, be notified. We've got some amazing content headed your way.
Super secret projects.
Boom, yes.
It rhymes with Epoxy Ford.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all later.
You got this.